today. So we have two very honorable guests to join our exclusive interview for the pre-launch of MCITY 4. Mark Leaf, partner of Urban Capital, and John Anderson, Vice President, Treasurer at Rogers Telecommunication Limited. Uh, it's such a great honor to have two of the honorable guests to join our exclusive meeting today. Hello,
Thank you.
Mark Leaf. Yeah, hello, John Anderson.
Hello. Hi, Mike, and thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, thank you. So we like to, it's such a great honor. Yeah, so we'll be able to conduct this interview. I know everybody is very highly anticipated the launch of MCITY 4, right? So I know this is a master plan and M1, M2, M3 is already under construction right now. So I believe once this master plan gonna totally change the skyline of Mississauga. And so today I would like to, the first question I would like to ask is, our team has been involved in selling the MCITY since the M1, M2, and 3. So would you be able to give us an update on the progress of M1, M2, and M3? Thank you.
M1 and M2 are going up now very quickly, about a floor a week. We're around the 20th floor. So by this time next year, the buildings will have topped off and will have changed Mississauga's skyline forever. They're taller than the absolute towers, which you can see from all over the city. So, and the shape of the buildings is incredibly interesting, the way they zigzag all the way up. So it's going to be a transformative development for Mississauga. And it will be only made more special by M3, which is coming next. We're just finishing the excavation of the garage now, the basement, and we're going to be starting to pour concrete in a couple of weeks. And you'll see that building top off in about 4 years. Well, actually, it'll top off a little sooner than that, but occupancy will be around then. And now our plan for M4 is we're just launching right now, and we'll be starting to sell at the beginning of April. And we will be starting construction hopefully this time next year. So M4 is coming along quite quickly behind M1, 2, and 3.
That's great. So I know the M1, M2, and is selling amazingly. Yeah, so it's just selling in just a matter of weeks or so. So next question I would like to ask is because some of our new buyer are new to this project. So would you be able to tell us more about the vision of this master plan? And do you foresee this master plan will change all the look and the skyline of Mississauga?
Well, totally. This is quite a large master plan community, 15 acres centered around 2 acres of parkland. John and I have been working on this project for more than 10 years. Spent a lot of time initially with one of the top urban design firms in North America out of New York, Cooper Robertson, developing the concept for the master plan. And we spent a lot of time with the city working through all the details and making sure the buildings are in the right place, the parks in the right place, the roads are in the right place, all the retail. A ton of thought has gone into all the little details that should make this a very special community when it's completed. And once we had finished the master plan, we set about then thinking about the architecture of each individual building. And we wanted it to be a collection of some really wonderful architectural iconic buildings. And I think you've seen that with what we've been doing. And I think M4 is a phenomenal building. It's a hard act to follow after M1, M2, M3, but I think we've nailed it with M4. It's a beautiful building.
Okay, so the next question we would like to ask John Anderson from Rogers. Since this building is considered as a very high-tech building, I know they're gonna use the one valid make this as a Rogers smart community, right? So would you be able to tell us more about how Rogers gonna make this M4 City launch for the high-tech one? I know this they're going to use the technology in a in a commercial grade as a residential here.
That's right. We've invested heavily in the technology in this building. The backbone of the technology is a distributed antenna system, which basically provides full cell coverage no matter where you are in the building. So whether you're driving into the garage or getting on an elevator, you won't lose your cell phone call. We have 100% Wi-Fi coverage as well throughout the property, so you don't always have to be out using your cellular signal. With the One Valet app, you basically have full control over access to the building, to your suite. You're able to adjust your thermostat or open your front door from anywhere in the world. And there's a very smart interface for the delivery personnel coming to the building. The couriers basically can enter the building by scanning the courier package, and they're led right to the courier room where they can drop the package off, and the resident immediately gets notified that they have a delivery. So it's a future-proof building. It's built with 5G technology, but it's built for the future. So it will continue to evolve with the future technologies.
Yeah, so this building gonna be a very high-tech one. So you have the absolutely. So people can work from home and entertainment at home and just enjoy the community. All this technology has to bring, right? So I would like to ask the next question is more from the design point of view. I know from the conference by Barbara, and he mentioned some of the design concept that inspired from. I know some of the key feature here is they mentioned the podium uh, is assembly of the like the building block with a sense of the movement and drama, and also there's a element like the Zen inspired Nakaniwa garden, and so with the sound of a cascading water and rock sculpture, and also I mentioned the resort style saltwater outdoor swimming pool and sun that overlooking the 2-acre park. I would like to know how all this integrate to in the design of this building.
Well, in this building, we were trying to, again, think of how we could make it special architecturally. And so we started spending a lot of time thinking about how buildings meet the street and how you can make these podiums look very exciting. So I think you see that reflected in our design first and foremost. You'll see a very interesting pattern of blocks that are shifting as you move around the building. So we think it's actually very beautiful. It'll look fantastic from street level. Then we also were, we looked at the tower. We knew this is going to be another tall building, 67 stories. So we wanted it to be another feature skyline building, which it will be. And the floor plate this time is actually a series of 4 towers, smaller towers or towerettes that come together and create some amazing floor plans and corner suite units. Probably the best set of floor plans we've seen so far at MCITY, in my opinion. And we also always, when we look at these buildings, say to ourselves, how can we make the amenity package special? And how do we set it apart from what we've done in previous buildings? So again, you're going to see some interesting new things here when you look at our renderings. One example, of course, is this saltwater pool. That's an outdoor pool that will be a wonderful place in the summer. And then we have the Zen garden, which is a new feature, was a new idea, and it kind of came out of the way the building was shaped with a courtyard around in the podium. So we wanted to do something kind of interesting and special with that space. And the architect and ourselves, in collaboration with the interior designer, came up with that as an idea that we think is going to be spectacular when it's done.
Yeah, thank you for that. Next question I would like to want to ask is like the building itself, like the height of the building and the unit mix and also the efficiency of the interior design, right? So I know the absolute tower in Mississauga is the east gateway for entering the Mississauga. I know also from the interview before from two of you, so mentioned the master plan of the MCITY going to be the west and west gateway for entering into the core of the Mississauga. So I know the M1 and M2, there's a lot of trees that are similar to the Melomolo Tower. And M3, there's a little bit, the design a little bit different than the M1 and M2. And when you talk about the M4, so how's the design and the layout going to be changed compared to the past three tower?
Well, again, the unit mix, first of all, it's a 67-story building with 950 units. The unit mix is pretty similar to what we've seen in previous MCITY buildings. So there's a range of units from 1 bedroom up to 3 bedroom units. And so there's really going to be something for everyone. There's the larger units will be family friendly. We have family friendly amenities in the building as well. And I think the floor plans, because of the shape of the floor plate here, the floor plans are really great. It's a very efficient floor plate, and I think, you know, from what I've seen of how these floor plans come together, I think you're going to be very happy when you have a look.
Yeah, that's absolutely going to be the home buyer and the end user, and they both invest and looking for that, right? So and okay, so the next question I would like to ask is the MCD4 an excellent investment in terms of buying right now? I know there's another 6 building to be coming, M5, M6, M7, M9. Is going to be totally 10 building or only a building coming up?
Yeah, right now it looks like there'll probably be 8 towers. Some of the buildings have gotten taller and a little bigger, so we've collapsed the number of buildings. So we're about halfway through the community now, a little more than halfway, I guess, with these buildings. And you know, the buildings to come are going to be equally as special, I think, as this one.
Okay, great. So I would like to have my team member, so Edmund would like to ask one question here.
Hi, John and Mark. How are you guys?
Great, how are you?
Great.
Thank you. So my name is Edmund. Very exciting project overall. So what would be the top key elements and key selling point that that we should remind our buyers, our investors for this very exciting project?
Yeah, well, number one always is location. This is a center ice development right in the heart of downtown Mississauga, where all the growth and activity is. It's one of the hottest submarkets in the GTA right now, so the location's fantastic. You can see that we've paid a lot of attention to the design, so it's an iconic building. The iconic buildings like this always hold their value long term. We've put in place, I think, an amenity package that's second to none. And also we have a technology package in this building that is really second to none. It's actually going to be one of the most advanced buildings technologically in Canada, a residential building. So I think those are the key things that set us apart. I think the MCITY community as a brand has become incredibly popular. I think we're leading the market out there, and I think anybody who invests now, sort of midway through the development of this project, will do very well in the future.
Absolutely, I agree with the architectural masterpiece that everyone will be knowing about Mississauga as the MCITY in the future. Thank you.
Yeah, I can definitely say everybody to be able to live in MCITY, this master plan, to be an owner to live in Mississauga. So Dan, would you be able, if you want to ask one question from my team here, this is Dan.
Well, good afternoon. Thank you for your time today. We really appreciate it. Really, really interesting, exciting presentation about the technology. And that's something that I think people are much more interested in nowadays. It's a real differentiator. Is the One Valet technology something that you'll be using as a standard with the other M towers? Or will it be exclusive to M4?
Well, you want to talk about that?
I think it's definitely going to be incorporated into the future buildings as well.
It's in M1, M2, and M3.
We're branding MCITY now as a Rogers Smart Community. So there'll be elements of the technology in all of the buildings. M4 is the one that we're really featuring it in as a selling feature, but it will continue through the development. for sure.
Right. So this will be standardized for all the high-end releases that you do.
Each building will get a little bit more sophisticated because we do new things, or Rogers, that's one of the great things about having them as a development partner on a project like this, is their technology group keeps coming up with wonderful ways to do things. So I think you'll see M4 is just a little bit step ahead of the next one, and you never know what's coming from there. So.
Right. Okay. Well, I'm a bit of a techie, so I'm very impressed, and yeah, it's all very, very exciting. Thank you.
Great. Thank you.
So thank you. Yes, I believe this is with the two gigantic company to join this project, especially the largest technology gigantic telecom company joined this part as the I will join this project, and I believe so the largest legacy will be last through this project. And what is the, I would like to ask is the launch of, everybody is highly anticipated this launch, and what the investor and also the end user should know about the key days, and what should they do if one get into this project?
Well, obviously they should call you and make sure they get first in line so they get the best selection.
That's always our pleasure. Very nice.
Oh, you needed to hear.
We're launching in early April.
Yeah, early April. We're going to be announcing a launch event coming up very soon.
Okay, so we're all looking forward to the April, for this great launch of the MCITY4. Yeah, thank you very much for having this opportunity to conduct this exclusive interview with Mark Leaf and John Anderson. Thank you very much, and also thank you, Baker. Thank you, Jeff Clark, and to make this medical happen. Thank you.
Thank you very much, guys.
Thanks.